just a little bit more unboxing. Remember, you guys can donate or subscribe. To donate to my channel, you're going to do it through either Western Union or MoneyGram. I can give you the details and you can send me the numbers so I can actually send for them. Eddie Hearn says, Deontay Wilder must fight Anthony Joshua next or he might miss the boat. Here's what he basically had to say concerning that. Now, there's a talk of a rematch between Wilder and Fury for the first quarter of the new year. But Hearn warns that if Wilder goes in that direction, he might fall out of facing Joshua for good. The reason being, if, for instance, Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder, then he had no title, so he can't face Anthony Joshua. So I think that's what he means. I think so. I won't talk about the negotiations we're having at the moment because I did the last time and it bit me in the bottom. I'm going to stay quiet, keep this much peeled and shut, and try and make the undisputed heavyweight fight. That's the priority. It's always been the priority. Always been the plan. Josh still likes the Tyson Fury fight. I've spoken to him numerous times. He's in camp now in America, and he would love to fight Fury. He would. I spoke to Fury yesterday and just said, well done. I'll take my hat off to him. I was wrong. He proved me wrong against Vladimir Klitschko and proved me wrong against Deontay Wilder. I think what he's done is remarkable. I still believe Anthony Joshua is hands down the best heavyweight in the world. I believe he knocks out Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, but maybe I'll be wrong again. It's a brilliant time for the heavyweight game. There's a rematch that could happen between Wilder and Fury, but if Wilder really wants to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, he must fight Joshua next. Otherwise, we may just all miss the boat on that one. But anything can happen. And I could see how Eddie Hearn could see that opportunity being missed because Wilder could lose his title to Fury in the rematch. So I can see that. I can see how Fury spoils everything. Well, we'll see what happens. So I get what Eddie Hearn is saying, pretty much. Now, Deontay Wilder said this about the knockdown that happened with Tyson Fury in the 12th. Wilder said 9 of 10 refs would have waved off Fury fight in the 12th round. I don't know where he's getting his information from, but he just said another unsubstantiated statement. Deontay Wilder has repeatedly applauded Tyson Fury for getting off the canvas in the 12th round and finishing their fight Saturday night. When Wilder drilled Fury with a right-hand left hook combination about 35 seconds into the final round, Wilder assumed Fury wouldn't be able to get up. The unbeaten WBC heavyweight champion celebrated as if he expected what had been a difficult fight to end at that telling moment. By the time referee Jack Sharice got to 6, however, Fury was on his way up to his feet. Several seconds later, the action resumed. Fury fended off Wilder by holding and landing a few hard punches of his own and made it to the final bell. Their 12-round fight ended in a split draw because one judge, Canada's Robert Tapper, scored it for Fury 114-112. Another judge, California's Alejandro Rokin, credited Wilder with a win 115-111, and a third judge, England's Phil Edwards, scored the action even. Upon further reflection, Wilder doesn't think Reese should have even afforded Fury the opportunity to get up off the canvas for the second time in 4 rounds. Wilder also criticized the amount of time it took Reese to count once he picked up the count from a ringside official. This is so stupid. Well, you guys know that this is all stupid because it's just excuses he's making. We already knew that his count was slightly behind the 10-second count, but Fury was already up before 10 seconds elapsed, so it's a moot point. Replays indicate Reese picked up the count in a timely manner. There you go. Fury was given an additional few seconds to continue once he got up, but only because Reese was required to conduct a balance test after a knockdown, and Reese had to wipe off Fury's gloves before the action could resume. There you go. We see what we could do, what he was able to do, especially with that get-up. Wilder said about Fury surviving the 12-round knockdown. That still surprises me. I've seen this guy's eyes rolling slowly in the back of his head, and many people felt that should have been waved off. 9 out of 10 refs would have waved that off. I've seen many times when they have done waved that off. Look at my brother Malik Scott. When he fought Jarek Chisora, Malik was on his knees at 9 instead of at 10, and they waved it off immediately. I felt like the count was very slow. I felt like there was a lot of delays in there. But I'm not going to complain because we put the heavyweight division on notice. We did it with me and Fury. It's not about no other guys or nothing like that. Me and Fury did it like true champions. We came together, we conversated amongst each other, and we got this fight done without involving the other extra stuff. Because we had the best in the division, and we wanted to prove to each other who's the best in the heavyweight division. We came in and did that, and it was amazing. I'm ready to do it again. So Wilder's been saying a lot of stuff. This is interesting that Wilder's been saying all this stuff in the media, and I find it very interesting that most of what he says is wrong or false. It's so funny. Tyson Fury's father praises his son and Deontay Wilder too. This is what he said. Let me say, first of all, that's the best effort you'll see from anybody in any field of sport. What an effort. What a display of courage and heart. Yes, he got a draw, but let me say that when I see my son get knocked down heavily like he did, I'd have settled for the draw then. So all things happen for a reason, said John Fury during an interview with British Boxing Television. I do know that Deontay Wilder has a sick child and treatment in America is very expensive, so now Wilder can go on, earn a living, keep his daughter in good hands, and get treatment she deserves. That's a good thing coming out of a draw. And I think both men are healthy. They can go back to their families with everything intact, and that's the main thing. That's true in lieu of what happened to Adonis Stevenson. All right. Alright, a boxing scene poll of 14 insiders broke down as 6 for Fury, 3 for Wilder, and 5 even. I don't even know what that's about. Sorry, my bad. So this is what the 14 insiders said. 6 had it for Fury, 3 for Wilder, and 5 had it dead even. Okay. But beyond the controversial ending, the fight had been the subject of many a water cooler conversation. It's the sport of boxing, and only winners were the paid public. No one can say this time they were ripped off by the pay-per-views buys. This is the best effort from any athlete you'll ever see, said John Fury. Deontay Wilder played his part as well. He was there all night, and he believed in his power right until the end. It was there as well. He believed in his power. I did not believe in his power, but I believe in it now. Believe me, I do. So that's what Tyson Fury's father had to say. Referee Reitz explains why he allowed Tyson Fury to continue. I've already covered this before, but I want you to hear it from Jack Reese's mouth. I was evaluating these guys throughout the entire fight. In the 12th round, they boxed their hearts out, threw a lot of punches, but there wasn't a lot of heavy damage taken by either guy. This is the important point. They both moved into the 12th round tired, but not extremely hurt. When Fury got hit and went down hard, that was an unbelievable knockdown. 2 things went through my mind. Number 1, always count a champion out. And number 2, give this guy the benefit of the doubt. And let's see how he still is. So when I went down to count, not only did I get down, I scooted in so he could see my hand and hear my voice. I said 3, 4. He was grimacing, his eyes and cheeks. He was grimacing, so I knew he was awake. And then, when I said 5, his eyes popped open like I startled him. He rolled over, got up, and said, I'm okay, Jack, I'm okay. Or whatever he said. I said, do you want to continue? He said, yes. And put his arms on my shoulders. I pushed the arms off and said, walk over there, come back to me, and show me you're okay. He did, and we let it go. It's the referee's opportunity to make sure a fighter who's hurt can intelligently defend himself, because you're about to let a guy come hurtling towards the ring and finish this guy. People started making them walk in a straight line, and any drunk can walk in a straight line. Doctors taught us it's hard to hide things. It taught us it's hard to hide things are off when they have to change direction. That's what I was doing. So he made him change direction. And this is what Jack Reese said, just again for the record, for all those people who are still kissing up to Wilder. Alright. Kenny Porter thinks that Pacquiao's the first to KO Adrian Broner. That might be possible. Manny Pacquiao wins this fight, says Porter of Pacquiao, who turns 40 next month. If he turns it up right away, he can very well get Adrian out of there. I think this fight goes however Pacquiao wants it to go. Sean Porter says Pacquiao might allow Adrian to come in and get comfortable, covering up and blocking those shots. We've seen Pacquiao do this with the likes of Miguel Cotto and Shane Mosley, but I expect this to go in the manner Pacquiao determines. The Pac-Man has been knocked out 3 times, said Broner. he can go out and go to sleep. Broner says, I feel like Pacquiao can't beat me. Look at my resume. What do I do to Southpaws? I stopped them. Going to this fight, I'm very confident. That's what Broner had to say about that. American said Mayweather Nasukawa is a joke. It hurts boxing. It's not really an official fight, so it doesn't really matter. Cal Brook, Michael Zarafa, they face off. There they are. Zarafa's a bit taller than Cal. Should be a good fight. And Pedraza studies Alito, Linares, and fights for Lomachenko clash. So, Pedraza, he's saying that, he studied Salido and Linares, and he's geared up to face Lomachenko. I don't know how ready he thinks he is, but, one can dream. We'll see. Pedraza's, he can switch stance, he can go southpaw orthodox. He's mostly an inside fighter. Can he pivot enough? Can he move enough? I don't know. We'll see.